All right, so I'm going to do a quick little recap of a couple stocks I'm looking at for tomorrow. These stocks could not do what I'm saying they could do, but either way, I have some shorts, some longs, and what to expect to hold if it wants to hold or if it wants to break. Either way, so there's about 6 on here or 7. I don't know. I'm going to go through them super quick. I'm not going to show the 1 year, the 5 year, the 1 month. I'm just going to go through it super quick. So starting off with eBay. eBay's got an interesting little area. Tomorrow it could really just consolidate, but either way, I'm thinking solid floor 42.67. If it breaks over 45.50, then I'm thinking it's going to be easy up to 47.51 or 47. That 50 area is a psychological area, so 47.49 I would more so say, but 47.51 is what it was looking like on the chart. I do expect a bounce off of 45.50 down to 42, around 42.67 if it does go low. So if it starts to go down, then it ain't going to go down any more than 42.67, in my opinion. If it breaks, then I'm thinking it's going to be easy up to 47.51. And if it does go down, I'm thinking it's going to not go straight to that 42.67. It's going to at least have a bounce or a reversal at 45.50. If it does happen then, or if that break does happen, then that's the one I'm going to be watching out for, because I'm going to get an entry up to that 47.51 for that long if it does break. All right, let's go to Beyond. Beyond's pretty interesting too. If it stays, then there's 2 floors I got marked that I'm kind of looking at. I'm thinking at least I'm hoping it holds a floor of 12.55, but I'm at most 10.53, and that's the floor side. I'm really thinking that this has a good chance to go up, and it is already going up in the aftermarket due to news. So this one I'm going to be watching out for tomorrow. So I just made a couple of areas here because, when something has a big move in the aftermarket, it could go either way the next day. Or you could wake up and it completely took out that big move, or it could go crazy high after that big move. So there's no really telling until you wake up and see, or until I wake up and see. But right now, I just went ahead and marked some floors, and I'm thinking it is going to be on the upside, though. I'm thinking it's going to be a pretty smooth up to that 15 area. In the aftermarket right now, it's at that 13. I'm thinking it's a pretty smooth area up to that 15. And then that one, you just got to kind of watch. It might have a bounce, might have a couple plays in between or after that point. But my opinion right now, pretty smooth up to that 15 area. And then FSL, or let's see, this one I'm thinking the floor 142.65. Maybe it'll hold that 149 though. If it holds that 149 in the aftermarket, it's going up and down a little bit. It ended the day at 144. The aftermarket, it's a little fuzzy on my video on this part. I ain't really worried about that though. Aftermarket, it has gone up to 152. I'm thinking if it can hold that 149, if it can hold that, and it can break through it, more importantly, not just hold it, but break through it, then I'm thinking it's going to go up to that 161 area. So right now, when I say hold it, I mean it entered the market underneath it, so it's really got to break through it. The aftermarket, it's above it already, so it's got to hold at least that 149 area. So we'll see tomorrow if it can, no matter what it does in that pre-market, if it starts the day off, gets a little bit more into the day, and it at least holds over that 149 area pretty solid, or even if it pops up and makes retracement, it might bounce off that 459. But I'm thinking tomorrow's a good chance that it could go up to that 161 area. It did have good earnings reports, which sometimes it doesn't matter, but that's the current thought on that one. I'm going to be watching that one tomorrow. It could do absolutely nothing, because sometimes I feel like this is a stock that it makes moves, but sometimes it just doesn't make big moves. And so that earnings report just could cause it to consolidate a little bit. But I'm thinking tomorrow's a good chance for a move on this one. So this one's one I am going to be watching out. A couple more. There's Zoom. Zoom made a big move today. I'm thinking 66.35 should be the support level. 70.59 should be easy up from there, possibly. 74.52 should be a take area. So if it does shoot up, I'm thinking that it's going to have a lot of resistance right here, obviously. So that'd be the definite end zone. If you're wanting this to shoot up, I'd take out right there, because then you're obviously going to have a retracement back down to that 759 area, and then it might continue to pop. But I'm thinking, I mean, it might just break straight on through it and go straight on up if it does continue with this huge move that it just made. But even when I view all the charts, I'm still thinking this is going to be in for the long. My opinion, I don't really see it flooring out. I see this going in for the long. Support level, though, I would say is at 66.35 area, which is already above, so it might have some bounces tomorrow. I don't think it'll get any lower than that 66.35. I'm thinking it's pretty easy up, though, to that 70.59 area, but possibly could go up. I say possibly, that might be a little hopeful, because that's a pretty strong shoot up. So, but right now, floor 66.35, I'm thinking 70.59 is the easy up tomorrow with that one. If it is in for long, we'll see tomorrow. So UNH made a huge move at the very end of the day. So I am thinking this is going to be going short. It had some bad news. I'm not too crazy about news. More so like to look at stuff on the chart. The chart itself already looked like it could be possibly going down. So with the news added to that, I'm going to say this is going to be on the short side. So I'm saying there's going to be some resistance right at that 499.75 level. So basically that 500 level. It's going to have some resistance. It might bounce a little bit off that here and there. If it does break that 500, then I'm thinking easy down to 495. But there's two big gaps. If it does short, depending on how strong that short is, by the time pre-market figures out what it's want to do tomorrow morning, there's two big gaps. So it might have some resistance at the 500. That might be a floor tomorrow. We'll see. Or if it breaks that, then I'm thinking it's a very easy down to 495, but it might actually go all the way down to 473. A big floor 456, but 473 actually has a possibility. If that news is really bad and people take it badly, then I'm thinking it might bounce all the way down to 473. But we'll see if it breaks that 500 level. If it breaks that 500 level, then 499 or 495 would be another area I'd be looking at. You could short it to that 495 area just for that possible break. Or, well, you really want to watch for that break first. That's the most important thing. So 3 more, Affirm. On Affirm, we got some close ranges. This one has been trading like crazy lately. Pretty strong name going on right now. So I just wrote 2 different areas basically. You go if it can hold that 39 area, then I'm thinking long to that 41, easy 40, or 41 is what I'm thinking. 40 might have a little choppiness at it or some consolidation. If it does go on the short side, then I'm thinking 36 on that short side, or 37.90 would be kind of a more definite zone, but I'm thinking it could go down to that 36. So this one could go either way tomorrow. So basically, if long, I'm thinking 41. If short, I'm thinking 36. If long, 40 might have some choppiness, some consolidation. If short, 37, right at that 38 break to that 37.90 area is going to be your point if you just want a fast trade on the safer side, I would say. All right, and then we got 2 more. Roku. Roku's made some big moves lately. Or not too crazy moves, but in my opinion, pretty big moves. So if it can hold 60, then I think it's a pretty good possibility it can go on the long side to that 65 or 67 area. If it breaks, then I'm thinking short at least probably that 57 area. There's a couple of ranges it can go short to. 54 at the max, but 57 would be good to watch for an easy, quick trade if you want to short if it breaks that 60. But I think there's a good possibility for it to go down that 55, between 55 and 55.80, somewhere right in there. And then one more, Novavax. Novavax has made some pretty strong moves in the past couple of days. I will show this one on the chart. So 5 days. So it's 5 days extended after some great news. This one is a possible runner. Usually when this one's got good news, it does spike for a while, or sometimes it does a huge spike, then it comes back down shortly after. I'm thinking due to that alone, I'm thinking tomorrow is going to be a short side. So, but we're going to need it to break 6. I'm thinking, just from past experience of watching this stock, tomorrow's going to be the time it is going to be going to the short side, but it has to break that 6 area. Otherwise, it could be another update. And if it's another update, then it could be a pretty strong update all the way up to 696. All right, and then there's 2 I'm looking at just for eventual trades, or that's not going to be maybe necessarily tomorrow. Those 2 are Walmart and Google. Walmart, I'm thinking there's going to be a 50% retracement down to that 55.33 area eventually, and I say eventually, it might not happen, but it's one to watch out for, because if it happens, then I'm pretty sure there's going to be a bounce at that 55.33 area. And then Google looks like it can eventually go short, or it looks like it could be a short. Let's see, what did I write down in my notes? Bounce if it holds 140. So if it can hold that 140, then it will bounce. If not, then it will be a short. But that short, I'm thinking at least 131 if it does go on the short side. If it breaks that, then maybe even 118. But I'd watch for that. Watch out at that 137 area though, because it could be a bounce. So even if it breaks that 140 area, it could go down to that 137 area and still have a possibility of a reversal on the way up, or at least a good solid bounce. So got to watch for that 140 break. That'd be a good sign to go down to 137. Also a decent sign to go down to 131, but you'd have to watch for that 137 area and see how that goes.